What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. Today we're going to focus in on Rob Blake and why I think the former LA Kings great should be a Hall of Famer. He's eligible in 2014 as he retired in 2010. We're going to talk about Mr. Blake's career and what makes him a Hall of Famer. Played 3 years at Bowling Green, enrolled at age 17 and didn't turn 18 until December of his freshman year, which is pretty remarkable, being able to play college hockey at such a young age, considering, how many kids doing postgraduate years and stuff now. It's like, wow. And then was selected in that draft after his freshman year in 1988 by the Los Angeles Kings in the 4th round, and played 2 more years at Bowling Green, and then turned pro and made his debut at the conclusion of his junior year, and played 4 games and 8 postseason games with LA. And in '93, along with the great Wayne Gretzky, went to the Stanley Cup Finals with the Kings, and was an LA Kings stalwart for the next almost a decade, and won the Norris Trophy in 1998 with a 50-point season for the Kings. And after Gretzky left, they really didn't have too much, and he was provided a lot of offense, and his hip checks were one of my favorite things. We'll talk about that. And got a great shot from the point, especially in the power play. It was just a nice, low, perfect angle off the ice. It could beat a goalie's trigger. It was easy to tip. So, we'll talk a little more about that. And then got in 2001, got traded to the Colorado Avalanche, and helped Ray Bourque win the Stanley Cup in '01. That's one of my all-time favorite hockey moments. One sack of cans, Ray the Cup. And, I don't think they would have won it without Blake. He's, like I said, plays a good physical game, good puck-moving game. Guys like him, Borky, and, Adam Foote giving you physicality. He's a good, almost combination of both of them. He had some of Bork's offense with Foote's physicality and defensive awareness. So, it's what made him a preeminent two-way defenseman for many, many years. Played a couple more years in Colorado. Then at the end, ended his tenure with Colorado. Excuse me, to go back to the gym, kind of lose my breath. And the first year after the lockout, Colorado had to purchase some salary, and he was not re-signed. Went back to LA for 2 years. Somewhat forgettable tenure in those 2 years. Was minus 26 and minus 19 in those 2 years. Not exactly what you want. And then ended up back on the West Coast, or further north on the West Coast, with San Jose, and went to conference finals in his last year in the NHL in 2010 with the Sharks, losing to the eventual Cup champs in Chicago. So let's talk about Blake's game. Like I said, great shot, hip check. He could. Matt Barnaby tells the story. He got when he was with Pittsburgh, they playing the Kings, and I got to play on the first line with Yager that night, and he took an open ice check from Blake and was out for a couple weeks. So that ended his tenure with the first line. Plus Barnaby wasn't that good. The only he's good. Never mind. I'm not going to make the joke. We're a professional network here at the Power Play, but he was a great ambassador of the game. Played right, played the game hard. And after Gretzky left LA, was their best player for a number of years, and was a big, component to Colorado. I mean, that team was a team of hockey gods. Forsberg, Sakic, Bourque, Patrick Roy. You look at that team, it's like, wow. How did New Jersey force them to 7? Well, Marty Brodeur. That's how it happened. And they just had a tremendous team that year in Colorado. He got to be on a team of destiny. So he had the Cup, a Norris Trophy. And points-wise, 777 points in 1,270 games, and 1,679 penalty minutes. So he wasn't afraid of the tough stuff. He's a tough guy. He was big. 6'3", 225, big guy, could hit, and he was just a perfect defenseman to model your game after. It's kind of funny. His rookie year, he got Larry Robinson was at the end of his career, and played that 1 year with the Kings. People forget about that. Robinson played a year with the Kings after his tenure at Montreal. His Hall of Fame tenure, of course, with the Habs. And Robinson's a great mentor to Blake. Took a lot of Robinson's game from that, and he imparted that on. As bad as his tenure with LA was at the end, his last 2-year tenure a couple years ago, he imparted a lot of his wisdom on Jack Johnson. It was pretty cool to see that. To see the given, Robinson passes it on to Blake, who passes on to Jack Johnson. So he's a mentor to a budding star in Jack Johnson. So, and it was a big. I mean, one thing I regret about him is living in Boston. I never really had a chance to see him play too much. He played his whole career in the Western Conference. it was a treat to watch. Any guy that can hit and have a bullet for a shot. That was the best way to describe it. It was perfect. It's that right, good angle, a couple feet up off the ice, and just straight ahead. And it was good, easy to tip, and beat a lot of goalies straight up. So, that being said, I see no reason why he shouldn't be a Hall of Famer. I think the one Norris Trophy came in an era he was kind of stuck between Ray Bourque having his run of Norris Trophies, Brian Leach had a couple, and Nick Lidstrom going on his tremendous run of Norris Trophies. He had a few Norris Trophy years with Colorado and LA, and he should have won at least one, but it's the nature of the beast. So, Hockey Hall of Fame writers induct Rob Blake. He's one of the best NHL defensemen one of the best defensemen in the NHL for over a decade. So, I think he deserves the highest honor hockey can give you. So, that's my piece for the Power Play with CJ on why Rob Blake is a Hall of Famer. Stay tuned for more episodes for the season. Later, guys.